Okay. So the project MP5 that we decided to do was a game called The College Experience, based on Oregon Trail. So here's it on my GitHub, and we'll go straight into it. So the classes that we worked in together were the options screen and the turn calculations, which is the two like meats of the game. And the ones that I worked on were the Lost and Victory, and Rohan did the background music service in the main menu. So how the game is set up, you start in the main menu, and the first thing it does is set up the new Android feature that we wanted to do for this project, which was a sound service. So we did a background music service here that we got a song off the internet and we play in the background, and you can pause it whenever, stop the music, play it again during the game because it's a background service. And then it brings you to start or exit the game. You start the game, and it brings you to the options screen, which is like the big game logic here. In the options screens, you have 8 options of buttons that all do different things for you, give you certain stat bonuses. And if your stats go to 0, you lose, so you want to try to balance out which things you do on each turn in order to avoid certain events that happen. So after you click a button, it brings you to the turn calculation. Turn calculation is logic that we created that decides what events will happen to you on in between your turns. So you'll press a button, and then depending on how your stats are, you might not. We decided to do a threshold, and then if your stats plus an RNG factor are less than the threshold, then a certain event will happen to you. So an example of this would be the pop quiz event, where if your education's low, you might have a chance to have a pop quiz, and then on top of that, you could fail the pop quiz, or you could pass the pop quiz and get lucky. So there's also positive events that could happen, where it's just like rolling a d20 and you get, you might get your parents to give you some money or something like that. So after you play through the game a bit, you'll eventually get to 8 semesters, and you'll win the game. You'll get to the victory screen, and after you play and maybe you're not doing so hot, you will lose, and you'll go to this loss screen. Then both of these have the option to play again and get sent back to the main menu. So now for the actual gameplay, you see here there's the music on the background music service. Turn it off, and then you can enroll into it. And then just to give a quick demonstration, you see here, you can continue to play. You'll have a pop quiz. Maybe your sanity will go down. You can sleep. Study alone, and then you continue to go through until you get to later semesters. And we sped up the game significantly for the demonstration, but that is it. So for technical problems that we ran into, the most interesting one was for the text view. We really had a problem with static variables being unable to be shown in the text view. We weren't exactly sure what the root problem was, but once we changed some variables to static and did some manipulation, we were able to get the text views to look correct, show the stats and the semesters. So for future ideas for the project, we want to have something to work towards, like potentially final exams at the end of semesters, and a scoring system, so you know how high score, how you did during that run versus other ones. And so that's the college experience, and thanks for watching.